Hello everyone, welcome to the another lecture of atomic structure and chemical bonding class 9. Myself Suman Singh. So in the last class we have discussed about atomic number and atomic mass and distribution of electron in the orbit. So now today we will learn about valence electron and valency. So what is valency? When we talk about the valency, valency is just the number of electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom is called valence electron. Or okay, so valence electron, when we talk about the valence electron, so what is valence electron? As you can see, definition is also given in your book. The outermost shell of an atom is called valence shell, and the electron present in the valence shell is called valence electron. So what does it means? Let me tell you. Suppose we have one. Let me draw here so that you can understand easily. Suppose this is mm, like this. Okay, so suppose in this one is, suppose here, this is a nucleus. Okay, and suppose in this is a nucleus, and here it is one electron is here, another one is here. After that, one, two, three, four, five, six, six, seven, and eight electron here. Okay, and here suppose only one electron, right? So for this atom, okay, the valence shell is what? This one is a valence shell. Okay, for this electron the valence shell is what? This one, this outermost shell. Okay, this outermost shell is called valence shell or outermost shell, and the number of electrons present in this outermost shell or valence shell, or number of electron present in this outermost shell or valence shell, is called valence electron, is the valence electron, are called valence electron. Okay, so how many electrons are present in this valence shell? Only one, right? So only one. So its number of valence electron in this atom will be 1. Okay, so I hope you have understood what is valence electron. Now next is some more about valence electron. Okay, so when we talk about the hydrogen has only one electron. So its number of valence electron in hydrogen will be 1 only. Okay, so now this chemical property, when we talk about the chemical properties of the element are decided by these valence electron only, right? Since they are the one that take part in a chemical reactions. Okay, you have seen whatever the chemical reactions which you are seeing here in any between any two atoms or between any two elements, that chemical reaction is taking part because of this valence electron only. Okay, these valence electrons are taking part in a chemical reaction. So whatever the chemical and physical properties of the element are decided by this valence electron. This valence electron decide what will be the chemical property of that element. Okay, so one more thing, the element with the same number of electrons in the valence shell show a similar property. Okay, and those with the different number of valence electrons show different chemical properties. Just like what I means to say, suppose we have here lithium, okay, sodium and potassium. Okay, three element. Okay, so here this atomic number is 3, it's 11, and it is 19. Okay, so when we will see the electronic configuration of these three elements, we will see that for lithium it is 2 and 1, right? And for sodium is 2, 8 and 1. Okay, and for sodium will be 2, potassium, for potassium 2, 8. Okay, wait, let me give here 2, 8, 8, 1. Okay, like this. So these are the electronic configuration of lithium, sodium and potassium. So since you can say in the valence electron, for this valence electron is what? This one, right? And for sodium the valence electron is this one, and for this valence electron is this one, right? For potassium also. So as you can say, on one electron is here, one electron in valence electron here also. For sodium, in sodium also one valence electron, in potassium also one valence electron, in lithium also one valence electron. Means this sodium, lithium, sodium and potassium will show similar chemical properties. Okay, So what we have, as you can say, it is written here. I hope you have understood this, that the element with the same number of electrons in his valence shell will show similar property. Okay, so these three, sodium, lithium, sodium and potassium will show similar property since they have the same number of electrons in the outermost shell. Okay, or we can say in the valence shell. I hope you have understood this. And now next is what they have told, that those with a different number of valence electron will show different chemical properties. So you can take the example of chlorine and sodium. So chlorine, for sodium it is 2, 8 and 1, and for chlorine is 2, 8 and 7. So as you can see here, it is 7, right, in the valence electron of sodium, of chlorine. And if in sodium, valence electron is 1. So these two will show different chemical property. Okay, I hope you have understood this. Now next, the element, as you can see, element which have electron 1 or 2 or 3 are called metal. Means what? Those elements in which they have 1, 2 or 3 electrons in its outermost shell is called what? Metal. Okay, and if you have been given any element, and in that element the electronic configuration is given, and in when you see the electronic configuration and the last in the valence shell, if there is 1, 2 or 3 electron, then you always remember that that will be metal. Okay, and that type of element will form cation. Okay, what is cation we will discuss now. Suppose this is a metal, sodium is a metal, and what we are doing, this has electronic configuration 2, 8 and 1, right? So what we are doing, we are just subtracting one electron from sodium. Okay, so when we will subtract one electron from sodium, it will become Na plus. Okay, Na plus. Okay, so this Na plus, when we will see the electronic configuration, it will be 2 and 8, because one electron we have already reduced it, right? So now it has become ion. Okay, now it has converted into ion, and this ion is called, in which the electron after releasing the electron, it has converted into ion, right? So this type of ion is called cation, as you can see here, cation, right? Cation, this one. So what we are doing, what is this cation? Those element, these elements can lose electron to form ions, and which are positively charged, as you can see, positive charge, right here, as you can see, it is a positive charge here. So this positive charge here, and these are called cation. Okay, if it is releasing an electron, and after releasing an electron it is converting into an ion, and then that ion we will call as cation. Okay, and suppose if it is accepting an electron, as in the case of chlorine, as you can see here, chlorine, what we are doing, we are just adding one electron in the chlorine. As you can see here, we are just adding one electron in chlorine, as you can see. So when it is taking one electron, when this chlorine is taking one electron, it is converting into what? Cl minus, right? Cl minus. So because it is, since it is taking electron, then it will convert into Cl minus, and at that time we will call him as anion. Okay, right? Anion. So if any atom or if any element is taking an electron, after taking an electron, if it is converting into an ion, okay, then that type of ion is called anion. And if it is giving an electron and converting into an ion, then that type of atom will be called as, or that type of element will be called as cation. Okay, giving electron means cation, accepting electron means anion. Okay, now next, if it is giving an electron, it will be a reducing agent. Okay, as you can see, since sodium has given the electron, so it is a good reducing agent, and since chlorine has taken an electron, it is a good oxidizing agent. Okay, as you can see here. So I hope you have understood this. Now we will move next. Now, if there is any element, okay, in which there is 8 electron in its outermost shell, okay, and except for helium, we accept helium has 2 electron, And except helium, if any element is there which has 8 electrons in its outermost shell, then that type of element will neither give electrons or nor it will take electrons, and that type of elements will be chemically inactive. Okay, and this type of element is called inert gas or noble gases. Okay, so when you see the noble gases, in noble gases, except helium, as you can see in the noble gases, except the helium, as you can see here, right, these are noble gases or inert gases or rare gases, anything you can scale. So here when you will see, except for helium, helium has 2 electron in an outermost shell, but the rest when you will see, it has also potassium, neon has 8 electron, argon has 8 electron, krypton has 8 electron, xenon has 8 electron, radon has 8 electron, right? So this type of element in which, except for helium and this type of element in which the in the outermost shell or in the valence shell, if they have 8 electrons, then this type of element will neither give its electron nor it will lose its electron. Okay, so that type, and then that type of element will be chemically inactive, and it is called inert gas or rare gas. Okay, so these are inert gas or rare gas, which is helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. Now next concept is valency. So what is valency? When we talk about the valency, so valency is just a combining capacity of the element, okay, with other element, and is equal to the number of electron that are taking part in a chemical reaction. Means what? Valency is what? It is just a combining capacity of the element, and or we can say that with other element, combining capacity of the element with other element, and is equal to the number of electron which is taking part in the reaction. If it is number of electrons taking part in the reaction is 1, then its valency will be 1. If it is 2, then the valency will be 2. If it is 3, and the valency will be 3. Okay, so valencies of an element, valency of the element having 1, 2 or 3 valence electron is 1, 2 and 3 respectively. Okay, and while the valency of the element which are having 4, 5 and 6 electrons in its outermost shell or in the valence shell, or we can say valence electron is 4, 5, 6 and 7, then is valency will be 8 minus valence electron is 4, 3, 2 and 1, then 8 minus the respectively. I will tell you, I will explain you here. Suppose any element has in the outermost shell, let us take like this is one element, this one is another element, and this one is another element. Okay, so when we talk about these elements, this element has one valence electron. Okay, this element has one valence electron, this element has two valence electron, this element has three valence electron. Okay, so when we talk about the valency of this element, then valency will be, for this valency will be 1 as it is, for him valency will be as it is 2, for him valency will be 3 as it is. Okay, now after that, if in any element, suppose these are the element 4, 5, 6 and 7, these are the element which has in the valence electron of this element is suppose 4, and this one is 5, this one is 6, and this one is 7, then when we calculate the valency will be like this. Okay, you see here valency will be like this. Number of valence electron is how much? 4, here 5, here 6 and here 7, right? Then the valency will become, for this it will become 8 minus 4, for this 8 minus 5, for this 8 minus 6, and for this 8 minus 7. I hope you are understanding this. So its valency will become what? 4. Okay, and his valency will become 3, right? His valency will become 2, and this, for this valency will become 1, right? I hope you have understood this. So if there is one in the valence electron is 1, 2 and 3, then it will be same as their valency. But if the valence electron, if the valence electron is 4, 5, 6 or 7, then at that time when we have, if we have to count the valency, or if we have to know the valency, we have to subtract that with 8, right? So 8 minus 4 is 4, and 5 minus 8 minus 5 is 3, 8 minus 6 is 2, and 8 minus 7 is 1. So I hope you have understood this, how to find out the valency of any element, right? Now, next is, as I have already told you, reason for the chemical activity of the atom. What is the reason why these elements combine? What is the reason for the chemical activity of the atom? Okay, so we will see the reason. What is the reason? So always remember that all atoms of all noble gases, just like except helium, okay, except helium, atoms of all noble gases has what, 8 electron in his outermost shell, as you can see here, as I have given this, as you have seen this, you can see except for helium, except for helium, atoms of all other noble gases, okay, except for helium, atoms of all other noble gases has 8 electron in its outermost shell, right? So this arrangement of 8 electrons in the outermost shell, this arrangement of 8 electrons in the outermost shell is called what? Octet. Okay, OCTET. Okay, octet. Okay, OCTET, OCTET, octet. Okay, 8 electrons, arrangement of 8 electrons in the outermost shell of any atom is called octet. Okay, and for this, for helium, since it has 2 electrons in its outermost shell, it is called what? Duplet. Okay, it is called duplet, DUPLET, duplet. Okay, so now what I means to say that all the element, okay, only these 6 gases, which is helium, neon, argon, krypton, and xenon and radon, except this, they do not combine with other atoms to form molecules, as we know. Why? Because since his outermost shell are completely filled or already filled, or we can say that his valency is 0, because as you can see, if you will find, if you want to find the valency of this, it will be what? 8 minus 8, 0, right? For this also 8 minus 8, 0. For this also like this, right? 8 minus 8, so its valency is 0. Okay, and they do not combine with other atoms to form molecules. Since why? Because their outermost shell are completely filled, so their combining capacity or valency, we can say that it is 0. Now helium, when we talk about the helium, as you can see, helium has 2 electrons in its shell, which is called K shell, so which can be occupy a maximum of 2 electrons, right? As you can see the 2n square rule, when you will apply here 2 for this, for helium, when you will apply here 2n square rule, so for n, for if n is 1, then it will be 2, right? 2 into 1 square is 1, 2 into 1 is 2, right? So helium has 2 electrons, which is called duplet, as I have already written there, duplet in its shell, which is K shell, which can occupy a maximum of 2 electrons according to n square rule. So it is a stable element, even though the 8 electron rule do not apply on its case, because since we have no came to know that if 8 electron is there in its outermost shell, the atom is stable, right? But in case of helium, it is not like this. Since helium has only K shell, and in K shell are completely filled, as you can see, with 2 electrons, which is called duplet, then it will also be stable. Helium is also stable as that of the neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Okay, now what we can say, the chemical activity of the atoms will depend on the number of electrons in its valence shell of the atom. Okay, whatever the chemical activities, which if any atom, if you want to find out the chemical activities of any element or any atom, we have to see the number of valence electron, okay, in the valence shell, or we can say how many atoms are there in its valence shell. It will decide its chemical activity. As you can see, the chemical activity of any of an atom depend upon the number of electrons in its valence shell, okay, of its atom. So what we can say, chemically active elements have incomplete octet, right, less than 8 electron. That is why it want to achieve that octet and become stable. Okay, so as you can see, chemically active atom have an incomplete octet, okay, which is less than 8 electron or less than 2 electron, right, in case of hydrogen. So in their valence shell, so the valence electron of atom contribute to the formation of molecules. Okay, so why they are combining, means the main motto of chemical activity of any atom is to attain the octet, okay, to attain 8 electrons in its outermost shell. That is why to attain 8 electrons in its outermost shell, what they will do, atom will combine, okay, or it will combine to form molecules. If they have it is combining to form molecules, and if their octet or duplet is complete, then it will become stable, right? To become stable, they used to react. And what is the rule for stability? To achieve 8 electrons in its outermost shell or in the valence shell, right? So I hope you have got some idea. Now we will see in detail here. So there was two scientists, Cossel and Lewis. Cossel Lewis in 1916, they put the forward a theory called octet theory of valency, okay, or the electronic theory of valency. So what was this theory? We will see this. According to this theory, what we can say, the atoms of all element, okay, other than the inert gases, combine because they have incomplete valence shell and tends to attain a stable configuration. According to the octet theory of valency, according to the octet theory of valency or electronic theory of valency, okay, what is this electronic theory of valency? It has been told that the atom of all elements, okay, except other than the inert gases, except inert gases, combine because they have an incomplete valence shell and tends to attain a stable configuration. Means they do not have 8 electrons in their valence shell, okay. That is why they used to react to form a stable configuration, which is 2 8, right? 8 stable configuration. And which, that is why they combine to form stable configuration, okay. So this is an electronic theory, or we can say that octet theory of valency. Now, elements tends to combine with other element to attain a stable electronic configuration of the nearest inner gas, which is 8 electron in its valence shell, and this is known as what? Octet rule, okay. As you can see, it is written here. The elements used to tends to combine with one another to attain a stable configuration of the nearest gas, which is 8 electron in its valence shell, okay. And this is known as octet rule, okay. However, in case of helium, valency is 2, so valence shell has 2 electron, and this is known as what? Duplet rule, as we have already seen. I have written there duplet, right? So why these elements are combining? Just elements are combining to attain 8 electrons in his valence shell, okay, and which is also called octet rule. To attain octet, this element used to combine, okay. And to combine or to achieve this 8 electrons in its valence shell, the atom will either give electron or it will take electron. So as we have seen in the case of sodium, right, it was giving an electron, and in case of chlorine, it was gaining an electron, right? So as you can see, it is also written here, this is achieved either by gaining an electron or losing an electron or sharing an electron with other atom of the same element or another element, okay. Either it will be same or it will be another different, it doesn't matter. They will just either they will gain or they will lose or they will share an electron to attain a octet, okay. So now the number of electrons, as we have when we were discussing about the valency, what I have told, the number of electrons gained, lost or shared to attain the octet in the outermost shell gives the combining capacity of the element, and that is called what? Valency. I hope you have got clear what is valency, right? So suppose for combining and two elements, if they are sharing 2 electrons, then valency will be 2, okay. Or if it is just sharing 3, then its valency will be 3. Just like this, the number of electrons gained, lost or shared to attain octet in the outermost shell gives the combining capacity of the element, that is its valency, okay. Now what as a result, what will happen? There will be a distribution of electron, right? So there will be a distribution of electron, and this distribution of electron generates a force suppose as you can see it is written, as a result of this the distribution of electron, a force of attraction develop between the atoms and which binds them together to form molecules, and this force is known as chemical bond. Okay, I will give you one example. Suppose we have here sodium. Let me use another color. Suppose we have here sodium, right, this one. So as we know, in sodium how many electrons are there in his outermost shell? Only one, right? Only one. And now suppose this is the chlorine here. So chlorine, how many electrons are there in the outermost shell? 7, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 and 1 7, 2 4 6 and 7, right? So what will happen? This sodium, what it will do, it will give one electron to this chlorine. Okay, so when it will give one electron to this chlorine, they will generate a force of attraction here. Okay, they will generate a force of attraction here, and that force of attraction is called what? That force of attraction, and they will generate a force of attraction, and what will happen? These two will now combine together. Okay, there will be a force of attraction between these two because it is giving an electron. So there it here there will be a generation of force of attraction will develop, or we can say like this, the force of attraction will develop, and this force of attraction will combine these two atoms. Okay, these two atoms, this force of attraction will combine these two atoms, and that force is known as chemical bond. And like this it is been shown like this, NaCl, right? So this one is the, right, you are seeing here this one. This is what? This is a bond which is called what? This is a bond which is called chemical bond, right? So what we can say, a chemical bond may be defined as a force of attraction between the two atoms that binds them together as a unit called molecule, and we will get right here NaCl. NaCl, which is our common salt which we use in our house to eat, right? So I hope you have understood this. Now next is what? Isotopes. So for isotopes we will see in the next class. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. Up to this you have understood, so keep up to this. In the next class we will discuss about the isotopes and what is there, isotopes and isobar and all, right, and electrovalent and type of bond which you have seen here, right? Bond here, chemical bond. So chemical bonds are also having different types, so we will see that. Okay, till that, thank you.